It's very important for the foundation to keep the memory of both Oliver and Adelaide Tambo alive. They spent all their adult lives working for freedom, all the time. And it's very important that people with the kinds of attributes and character that these two had it's important that this should go across to the South Africans. Legacy is about living things that are of value for the people. As you are aware, Adelaide had a very soft spot for the vulnerable, for the weak, for the sick, the aged. And so we need to bring that because there are so many of those types in our country. Oliver Tambo, the mathematician, the physicist, lived the South Africa of today, which rates really badly in its performance in physics and science, can benefit from drawing the inspiration of a Tambo who lived more than 60 years ago, who did maths in more than 60 years ago, in order to up our game. But Tambo was also a fantastic musician, particularly like choral music. So when Eguruleni and ourselves come together to sponsor national competitions on choral music and bring from abroad, judges, panelists of world renown, that can only be good for the promotion of the culture in South Africa. But also, as you may be aware, we're working very hard with WITS, the School of Governance, to promote a discussion. Perhaps I should even have started here, to promote a discussion of key national issues. There are lots of issues of importance, such as the shortage of water. How sustainable is water? Is that the next business risk? Energy, where do we go? There is nuclear energy that's being talked about. Does it come into the mix? To what extent does it help build an economy that right now is receiving some setback as a result of the difficulties that Eskom is experiencing? We gather subject matter experts. The foundation has positioned itself as a platform, a promoter of dialogue on important national issues. You have the National Development Plan, which was prepared by the government and projects on what South Africa should look like by 2030. It doesn't really say how that will be done. This is where the foundation and other organizations like that seek to bring together subject matter experts to tackle issues of energy, which are so crucial for the economy, of water sustainability, of education, of agriculture, food security. So the foundation participates in all these discussions, getting government to participate, but also getting the alternative viewpoint so that South Africans can benefit from a cross-section of these issues. So we are acting in the space of promoting national dialogue. We act in the space of promoting culture, particularly choral music, competing at the highest levels. We are very much in the education sector, and we participate in promoting education at all levels. Then I mentioned in particular that the nation is doing very badly in maths and in physics, in science generally. We think we should make use of the fact that Tambo was such a brilliant physicist, mathematician, and get sponsors to line up whatever support they can give to identify kids in poor communities, who are brilliant in maths or who have an aptitude for maths or the potential to be good in maths, and bring them up the stream. That's going to be good for the economy. it's good for the private sector. Very fortunately, they appreciate that, and they do come forward to provide sponsorships.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff that the foundation does. And you also come from a vast background. As I heard today on the radio, you've got a degree in etymology. What would you say your personal contribution is to the foundation as CEO, and what is your personal vision for it?
I worked for Oliver Tambo as his secretary, and I was so inspired by the man's many attributes that people talk about. A humble person. All the things I tell you about how he used to pass first class and so on, never once did I hear it from him. I got to know about it afterwards. That's how modest, how humble, self-effacing he is. But a person who really is who was very meticulous about the things that he did. We used to draft documents, Thabo Mbeki, myself, many others, and present these documents, speeches, policy, strategic documents. And the man would take a look at them and very kindly change just about everything that we had done. So I am regarded today as one of the better writers, and I owe it to him. I would like to make sure that the name of Oliver Tambo in particular, and of Mrs. Tambo, really carries through, and that the good things that they used to do, and you can never really convey it in words, carry through, and that South Africans benefit from having had such wonderful people in their country.